What's going on, Internet? Welcome to another episode of the Nerdlocker podcast. I am Brandon.
I'm Patrick.
And I'm Jimmy.
And actually, before we get into Netflix, I wanted to just make this as like a note for everybody. I have to go see the press screening of the next Fast and the Furious movie. The Fury. What is it? The Fate of the Furious?
Yeah, something like that.
I've watched the first one when it came out. I've not watched a single one since. So I'm like 30 minutes into the first one. Is it to my understanding that they are stealing Toshiba televisions?
Toshiba televisions?
Toshiba televisions.
Yeah.
That's what they're stealing, right?
What is wrong with you?
That's what they're stealing?
Yeah.
That's the fucking point of this movie?
That was the point of that robbery, that first robbery. It wasn't the whole movie. No.
Jesus, though. Like,
And here's the best part of Brandon's story. It's not the worst preview screening he will have seen recently.
no, I got to see Power Rangers, and that sucked ass. So watch my review on that gem. But I'm now intrigued to see how we go from TV thieves to submarine races.
Hey,
I don't know.
You got to start somewhere,
I
right?
guess. Also, the first note I made was Paul Walker walking into a diner and saying, "Tuna sandwich, no crust." Like, are you not a grown man and you want the crust cut off your sandwich? This is the hero of the movie, the adult who doesn't like crust on his sandwiches.
And to be fair, okay, just I'm personally biased against the first movie because all the cars the bad guys actually or the crew use are all cars that I've actually worked on or know people who own those cars. So every single one of those cars, from the Skyline to the Supra, all of them.
So you don't like that movie because they're driving bad
I
cars?
think there was a Honda Civic in there that I had.
I just found out they just met the motorcycle guys, and I guess motorcycle friends aren't friends with car friends, so that's crazy.
That's like dogs and cats, man.
I guess. Whatever. Fucking just want to make a mental note of where I'm currently at. We'll see how we go. But this episode, we're going to talk all about Netflix, and we're going to start off talking about Iron Fist. What'd you guys think?
Ooh. So, just as a precursor, I didn't really read Iron Fist as a kid. I read a couple of comics when it was Iron Fist and Power Man, so I just knew that team done that dynamic. But I have to say with Iron Fist, I have never watched a slower, rushed series in my life. I know it's kind of harsh, but it just seemed like it was a rushed story, and it was very slow moving. Almost like the second half of Daredevil season 2. Once we got past the Punisher.
Yes. I definitely think it started. I thought the first 2 episodes dragged on.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it did not move fast enough. After that, I was kind of on board, but I did think a lot of the fighting wasn't the best for a show that's supposed to be about a fucking martial arts master.
Yeah, exactly. That was kind of my big thing too.
I'm with Patrick in that I didn't really read Iron Fist other than him crossing over with Daredevil, so I didn't know anything really going in. My main complaint was what Brandon just said. It's like, okay, this is supposed to be really good martial arts, and it looked like it was TV martial arts, like Grasshopper and the Legend and all that stuff. It's like, that's not great martial arts. I don't understand why. I thought the story was okay. I thought it had the typical Marvel Netflix drag right there in the middle with the 7, 8, and 9. And there were definitely, I think we all kind of talked about this, like they go to China and they're about to meet Furious Warrior.
Yeah.
And Claire Rosario Dawson's in the room, and you're like, what the fuck is the nurse doing in there? Dear God.
Literally, I was watching it by myself, and I said out loud as if they could hear me, "Why is she there?" Like, it just didn't make any fucking sense to me. Like, the other thing is she's been in 3 different shows, one of which, deals with the hand, and she definitely knows, what the hand can do, and she's like, "I'm ready.
Yeah.
I could do that. I could do this, guys. Like, don't worry about it." And I was just like, They don't say she's been training. They don't. I don't know. That bugged the shit out of me.
I totally agree, man. I don't know what the fuck Claire was doing there.
Yeah, again, it just seemed a little bit rushed. Like you said, it was the TV kung fu type stuff where you kind of expected more. It was almost like an '80s type television show, kung fu level. I mean, I don't know. Like, and I feel bad too because like the RZA directed a couple of those episodes, I think, and
I was gonna ask if you caught that.
Yeah.
He did the one with basically they were the immortal weapons.
yeah, they're mortal weapons when they fought him. Which
Yeah.
I was kind of ticked off about that one too because then Danny fights the immortal weapons. I'm like, these are you're going to be your boys later.
Yeah, like that. Yeah, exactly. Like they're supposed to be like a crew, not the hand owning everybody.
Exactly. So that was like,
One thing I did like though is they kind of kept, and actually this kind of backfired, but I did like it at times. They kept it intriguing as far as who the bad guy was. Like we know Madame Gao,
mhm.
but like were the Meachums bad? And then of course, well, wait a minute, is Madame Gao really really bad? Because who's this other dude who's coming in? So they kind of kept it a little intriguing, and not just blatant. Boom, here's the story. Go to it.
And I don't know. I think the last piece of it for me was Danny Rand's character overall was just so super naive and so super like. If you're studying with a bunch of warrior monks, you would think you'd be a little bit more reserved and a little bit more composed, overall. And
Now, I don't disagree with you, but there's a lot in the show that they kind of like hinted to that him like leaving early and not totally getting along with a lot of shit.
mhm,
So to me, that made sense.
mhm.
But I do agree for being like especially it's not like it's not like Doctor Strange where at the end of the movie he's not the Sorcerer Supreme yet.
Mhm.
Like he is the Iron Fist,
Right.
so it's like that was bestowed upon you. So I do agree with you in that sense of being like I kind of think at this point you'd be a little more like
Yeah, with
focused.
it, right?
Honestly, that's the thing I hated the most is that we didn't get an allusion or an Easter egg to him actually being in costume as Iron Fist. Whereas, like, we saw Power Man, and I thought that was awesome and hilarious.
Right.
But with Danny, it's like, we couldn't just put a sock over his head that was yellow or something? Come on.
Yeah, I do think this was like the least amount of Easter eggs I've seen in a Marvel show.
Yeah, easily.
I
Besides the
don't-
Stan Lee
yeah,
poster.
like yes. Besides that, but I mean, like you look at Daredevil, Daredevil. Shit, every time you turn around, there's something in the background or
Mhm.
something.
That was
Well, and
awesome.
the whole storyline of the first one, which I'm rewatching, was they're rebuilding New York, Hell's Kitchen, because of the Avengers.
Yeah.
That was an awesome tie-in.
Yeah,
Well,
it was.
they mention the incident a lot with Luke Cage because they're always selling the footage on the kids trying to sell the footage of it, and then Jessica Jones she talks about it, but yeah, this one really didn't mention
Anything.
any of that. And I do have to say, in a world where like one day you live in New York and you walk outside and a giant fucking space worm is flying out of the sky, and then another green dude
Yeah.
punches that space worm in one fucking punch.
Right.
You'd think that the guy in the psychiatric hospital would be like, you know what? Maybe this Iron Fist shit is kind of real from the get-go. Maybe you're Danny Rand. Because, like, hey, by the way, there are gods out there, and his name is Thor, and he's on a superhero team.
Yeah, exactly. So you would think that the plausibility of an Iron Fist would be there.
Yeah, they were like, Danny Rand coming back from the dead, impossible.
Not really.
Aliens exist, though, but not anything else.
And I will say one thing that
That's the other funny part is you get Claire who's constantly saying, well, I've seen the hand, or I know some superhero
And I'm
people.
going to walk in there now and fight them.
yeah.
Yeah. Why not?
These immortal people that came and fucked up my hospital like from top to bottom. I'm gonna go ahead and with my bear claws and scratch their eyes
Like,
out.
I was like, what the fuck are you doing, lady?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
I have to agree.
she's been solid. She's been solid, but it just seemed like they were like, oh fuck, we need to put Claire in here. What do we do?
Right.
All right, we'll have her like fix somebody. No, she's done that 3 times now. All right, then we'll have her fight. Okay, cool.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. Like I said, it seemed like a lot. It seemed rushed. It seemed like the second half of Daredevil season 2, because season 2 was awesome with the Punisher storyline, but when we got to Elektra, it was like, oh, we have to put in Elektra because the fans want Elektra, and that's how I felt with Iron Fist. I mean, I dug it. I thought it was cool, but it wasn't like
Their best.
their best game. It wasn't their A game. It wasn't like Daredevil season 1 or Luke Cage or Jessica Jones. It was okay.
Well, I think you nailed it, Patrick. Is they set the bar so high,
Mhm.
but at the same time, I don't think this is like Iron Man 2, where it's like, dear God, you guys screwed up the universe bad.
Yeah.
I think it was okay, and it definitely set up to, well, cool. Okay, now we get the Defenders,
Mhm.
and to be honest, I'd like to see Iron Fist season 2 because hopefully they can
Fix it.
go up from here.
Yeah, they can fix it.
Yeah.
The one thought I kept having was just like, oh, dude, season two's got to be fucking awesome because he's gonna go back to Kunlun, and you're gonna find out he abandoned them, and does he lose this or that, and like it'll probably be a really cool story to watch him like grow and become the Iron Fist.
Hmm.
But I hear you on that. Hold on, Jim, did you say Iron Man 2 or Iron Man 3?
Iron Man 2.
Yeah. 2 was
Oh,
You like
yes,
Iron
I didn't hate Iron Man 2. Fucking Sam Rockwell's in Iron Man 2. That's fucking
Yeah, that
awesome.
doesn't make it good.
Yeah, he's great though.
Yeah, they
I agree.
They-
Great,
It's better
but
than
the movie's
3.
not good, dude.
no.
It's better than 3.
Agree to disagree, Prometheus boy.
Wait, you
No,
thought
don't-
3 was better than 2?
I like
I
them all.
did think 3 is better than 2.
I like them all. So,
I fucking Patrick's trying to diffuse it. He's like, I know, they're all great.
any rate,
Yeah. The Marine Peacemaker. Thank you,
Yes.
Patrick. I do appreciate
Yeah,
it.
right,
the
right.
General Mathis of the group. Okay.
But I do want to say this. The girl whose life I really want to have because I'm just raging jealous. She's a writer on Daredevil season 2. She was a writer on The Defenders. They just finished wrapping this week filming, so it's coming, guys. I cannot wait to see
Oh,
it.
nice.
Defenders? Yeah, I think that'll
Yes.
be great.
I think that would be good too.
I do have a theory, and I don't know if this is even possible, but with Rosario Dawson's character
Mhm.
Claire,
Yeah.
I think she's the Coulson of.
Yeah. She's.
You think so? She might die in Defenders.
Oh, that's true. But she is definitely the Coulson of the Netflix.
She is the Coulson of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they bring people back.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, she'll have her own show called Claire Agents of
Coming back.
Half-Assed Training. Is it gonna be like the Defenders and Claire? And like now she's like, guys, I got bear claws. I feel like because it's like Danny Rand just met her, but Danny Rand's like, this woman's the best fighter I've ever seen, and you're a doctor. Come with me.
Yeah.
Because I feel like in Defenders, if she's like, I got my bear claws, Luke Cage and Daredevil will be like, hey, go sit down.
Yeah.
Like,
Before you hurt yourself.
what are you fucking? Are you kidding me with this shit?
Well, and she still needs to hang around. This isn't a knock on Rosario Dawson, but Claire is hooked up with Matt Murdock
Mhm.
and Luke Cage, so she still needs to hook up with Jessica Jones and Danny Rand.
Yeah, and Luke Cage is fucked like everybody on Luke Cage. Like, he's like coming Defenders, and he's gonna fuck fucking Karen Page. He's gonna fuck. Now he'll probably fuck Hellcat. Like
Exactly.
Luke Cage was just like, my name's Luke Cage. If there's a female on this show, I'm fucking it. Like that's
Exactly.
Luke Cage was great, but there was a point where I was like, for fuck's sake, man, how many people are you sleeping with?
Keep it in your pants for crying out loud.
I'm the romantic interest in Jessica Jones. Hey, I got my own show. Now everyone's my romantic interest.
Let's go get
It's
coffee.
like what? Yeah, like let's go get coffee. That means fucking.
Oh shit. Well, okay, so speaking of like Netflix, I mean, yeah, you're right. Like the Marvel Universe and Netflix kind of set the bar kind of high, but overall, you have to admit though, Netflix has been doing some great stuff. Like I took it upon myself after like watching Luke Cage. I'm not Luke Cage, but after watching Iron Fist, I wanted to check out some other stuff that they were doing, and I have to say, so far, like, have you guys watched Frontier?
No.
I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, Frontier is a obviously set in the frontier, but it's got Jason Momoa in it.
Oh, okay.
I've seen that
I've
promo. Yeah.
it's been on my list, man. And like that's the thing too is looking at all of this Netflix stuff. Like, holy fuck, there's so
Right,
much.
right.
Like I haven't watched nearly enough of the specials, like the comedy stand-up specials, but
Yeah, dude. I watched the first episode of Frontier. Frontier was pretty good. So far my favorite out of like the original movies. I've watched a couple of the original movies, and iBoy was
Hmm.
really fucking good. I was kind of shocked a little bit.
Because that one keeps coming across, and I see the image, and I'm like, "There's no way that could be good. I'm not watching that."
Right,
But it's good.
but you know what? I did the same thing, and I was like, okay, there's no way this is going to be good.
I'll have to check it out.
But
That's
I
cool.
figured it had Arya Stark in it. I was like, screw it, I'll give it a shot. And honestly, after watching it, I was even more pissed about Ghost in the Shell afterwards because iBoy is basically it's a Ghost in the Shell esque type of situation where the main character gets shot in the head while he has a cell phone to his head, and like some of the bits and pieces of the phone get stuck in his head. But he gets these powers that are allow him to hack into networks and see code visually through his, and he can control like lights and cell phones and all this other cool shit. And it's fairly low budget for the most part, but it's a good story. It's kind of gritty because it's set in London. So that was like,
and London's just like gritty as fuck.
yeah, like some of the small yards in London are actually really, really good. I mean, so they're doing stuff and doing some great shit. Like I still haven't seen what is it? Imperial Dreams. That's the kid from Star Wars. I can't remember his name now.
Oh yeah.
Flint.
John
Boyega.
Yeah. He's in that one. That looks pretty good. Of course, like I've watched their documentaries. I watched Dave Chappelle Today, which was fucking hilarious.
I have not had
That was
time
the
to
biggest
watch that
treat
yet.
I had yesterday when I watched the first one.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh, that was funny, cool. I'm like, wait a minute, there's a second one?
yeah,
Holy shit, yes.
yeah.
You're like, what?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that was
Oh, happy day.
and like Beast of No Nation. I got it. Didn't I get an Oscar nod?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's who's in
That
that?
is Elbow.
Yeah, yep, they got an Oscar now.
And then you had
I mean, they're doing a lot too. I mean, you think about the shows that like they've given new life to. Like they've taken Wet Hot American Summer and turned it into a show. Now they're going to do another one after that. They, Arrested Development. I don't know when the next season's ever coming, but we got another season of that because of that. Magic School Bus is coming back. Bill Nye is coming back, and like that's pretty incredible, man. Like,
Pee-wee's Big Holiday.
yep, that was awesome.
Voltron.
yeah. Oh, Voltron was
They brought Voltron back.
Voltron was awesome. Like
That was
I'm sorry, like me and my son sit down and watch that one like the 2 seasons that came out. As soon as it drops,
Oh, that's awesome.
we sit and like binge watch the whole thing. So
and they updated that really nice. Really good.
yeah, they did it. They did
Yeah,
it. They did a good job.
unlike the Power Rangers, the Voltron.
That's why I was never a Power Rangers fan. Granted, I was a little older when that came out, but it's like I saw this. It was called Voltron, and it was way awesome. So shut up, Power Rangers.
Yeah, fuck you guys. But yeah, I mean Fuller House, and I mean that's just the stuff they're kind of like continuing, and not even counting their absolutely original shows like
Black
I mean
Mirror.
Orange is the New Black. Black Mirror's fucked, man. I don't know why I continue to watch that show.
I know.
I watched that and it was like fucked up because it was like I know this burns, but I'm gonna keep fucking touching it.
It's
Like,
exactly.
oh, it's so fucked up, man. Like none of the I think there's 2 episodes that make you feel good, and after that it's just like, well, I'm gonna throw out my phone and burn down my house. 'Cause
Exactly. Yeah,
attachment is bullshit.
yeah. You get done with a Black Mirror episode, and it's like all I want to do is pound a fifth of whiskey afterwards. It's like, oh my god.
Right? You're like, God, I just need a straw in this bottle of Jameson. Have you watched Black Mirror, Jim?
No, I haven't seen it.
Oh man,
Fucking you were, dude. I bet you feel great.
yeah, you would love it. You would.
Well, I got a question for you, Brandon, because Patrick and I lived this. What were your thoughts on Stranger Things?
Mm,
I thought Stranger
Fucking
Things was
kidding.
fucking great. Like I just loved everything about that. Like it felt like an '80s movie. Like it felt like an '80s horror movie.
Yeah.
I thought Stranger Things was fucking amazing. Like I will tell you, the teaser for the second season looks like shit goes up like 1,000% though. It's
I
like
know.
whoa.
I know.
But it's
That
funny.
is-
I mean, and I'm sure Patrick can say the same thing. That's what it was like growing up then. It wasn't just like the cool, nerdy stuff going on at that time. It was like, that's what it was,
Yeah.
man. You'd ride your bikes with your friends. You'd be out doing some dumbass shit.
Yeah.
And, you didn't come across, research facilities. But it was like,
Oh, I
holy
mean,
crap.
yeah, depending on where you lived, I guess.
Yeah.
But
That's true. If you live here, maybe.
Yeah.
yeah, right.
What was it?
Well, I mean that I mean, I still did shit like that when I was a kid. I mean, like, granted, I didn't get like iPhones didn't exist until like after I graduated, so like we were still pretty active as children.
Right.
Yeah. Did you have CDs?
Oh, we did have CDs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
still
don't
CDs.
miss. I don't miss that. I don't miss that.
Yeah, I don't miss DVD.
Uh,
Just CDs.
We had cassettes and videotapes, dude.
Yeah. Tracking. Working on the
Oh
track.
boy,
Yeah.
the high fee, low fee
Four
thing.
channels, man. 4 channels. Fox was not a channel.
I wish Fox wasn't a channel now. I wish Fox- Fuck.
Have any of you guys seen the series of unfortunate events? Though that was actually really good.
It looked
Yeah.
good, but I haven't gotten to it yet.
I never read the books, but my roommate did. He's a huge fan of them as a kid, and he said that this is like spot on. I guess the Jim Carrey movie was not
Right.
at all.
This
And
one.
he thought this
Honestly,
was
that's
great.
kind of turned me off. Is I've seen the Jim Carrey one, and that wasn't interesting.
Right. And it is kind of a turn off.
I guess a lot of people felt that way.
But I mean, I have to.
But this is way better.
Oh, 10 times better. Like, the fact that it follows the book and you have Neil Patrick Harris in it. Neil Patrick Harris is Count Olaf. I mean, it was perfect. It was absolutely perfect. My kids love watching that. I liked watching it, and it was just overall a really good, well put together series. And I can't wait till the next season for sure.
That's awesome.
Are they going to do another season? Because
Yeah.
it would be. I was under the impression that it would all be an original story now because they covered all the books.
Oh yeah,
And-
it's going to be second season. Yeah.
Oh, so it's like an original story at that point.
Yeah, after this next season is going to be original story content, and it looks like they ended it like spot on with just enough of a trail that okay, this is where the story's going to go next, and
Gotcha.
it didn't overdo it, it didn't oversell it either. So I thought that was actually really cool too. So
And you got to give it to them too, because like they're doing. It's not just one genre they're doing. I mean, they have stuff for kids. They have stuff for adults. That's like they have.
That's what I was going to say.
They have stuff for
Obviously,
people who don't think things are funny, like True Memoirs of an International Assassin. Like they are covering all their bases on all of this. Like they're letting Kevin James do original movies. So
yeah.
I was going to say, from a kid's perspective, I mean, I didn't necessarily like these movies, but The Croods and Turbo Fast, my kids dig them, and they're actually okay entertainment. But the one that I really enjoy is the reboot of Mr. Peabody and Sherman.
Oh yeah.
oh, really?
Amazingly entertaining.
Yeah.
Well, and with that too, I mean, even if they're doing the Magic School Bus, like I said, and Bill Nye, which I think is like so necessary, being that we live in a world where like the majority of people don't think the world's getting hotter.
Right.
Like, so I think it's cool that they're really like, they're doing comedy, they're doing drama. I mean, some of their documentaries are fucking amazing too. Like,
Have you seen? I think you guys would both like this one. Have you seen The Battered Bastards of Baseball?
No.
no.
Oh, dude, you guys would love it. It's about Kurt Russell's dad, who basically set up an independent baseball league or independent baseball team within the minor leagues, and it follows sort of his success and failure. Kurt Russell was one of the players on the team. It's an awesome documentary. I want to say it was like the 60s, 70s when they were playing. But some of the things that came out of the league, like the one I remember the most, that team, some of the players invented Big League Chew,
Oh,
literally the gum,
wow.
Really?
and you're like, holy cow, never knew that. But it's a great documentary. Highly recommend it.
I'll have to check it
Yeah, I
out.
was. They're coming out with a new one. It's a Netflix. I think it's called like Five Came Back, and it's about five filmmakers that went over to Germany during World War II, and just like,
Oh, jeez.
yeah, like it's fucking crazy. Like that. The 13th was very good.
Yep.
Making a Murderer.
Making a Murderer was great. The Amanda Knox story was really good.
Yep.
Um,
White hats. The white helmets. White helmets. That's the
oh yeah, that
Oh,
didn't
yeah,
did
that
that
was
win?
nominated.
That won, right?
yeah. That won an Oscar.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I mean, that's some crazy shit. And I mean, talking about the future too, like Scorsese's next movie is going to be a Netflix original movie.
Mm-hmm.
That's insane.
Well, and you were joking, Brandon. Will Smith looks like he's got a good movie coming out.
Holy
On
fuck,
Netflix.
it looks so cool. Like I didn't know what to fucking expect, but that looked, oh man, that looked great.
So yeah, I think
I will
that.
say
Go ahead.
there's some things like NBC has this deal. NBC is an awful network, by the way. They had a deal with 30 Rock. Well, I can't remember her name off the top of my head.
Tina Fey?
Yes, and they passed on her next show.
Really?
Netflix scooped it up, and it's the Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt.
Oh wow.
Oh, that's what that is. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, way to go, NBC. Totally dropped the ball on that one.
Well, NBC's good at doing that with funny shows. Like,
Well, and thank God they did, so now we can actually watch it.
is this what it's called? Collateral Butte? No, where's it?
like the
Fucking Will Smith has too many fucking movies.
the thing is with Netflix is that they started to realize that original content is king when it
Yeah.
comes to these kinds of things, and they jumped on and they dove head first into it. And I know like Hulu tried to follow up behind them, but nobody talks about Hulu shows. You ever notice that?
No.
I'm gonna
I'd
be
say the
honest.
only
I
thing that comes
haven't
close
watched
is
it.
Amazon.
I have I watch Hulu every once in a while when I miss something, but nobody talks about Hulu shows, and that's sad because Hulu was actually in this game of streaming content way before Netflix was. So they had like first mover advantage. They had all these advantages to them, and they dropped the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they were relying on the networks that formed them to put their shows on, and they just didn't realize, well, people are seeing that for free.
Right.
And
Well,
then they did the whole weird thing with, okay, now we're going to have a exclusive membership pay thing, but then you're still going to show commercials.
right.
Yeah, you can pay
That's-
more for
No
less
commercials.
commercial. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Like it was.
Yeah. Nobody wants that
I
shit.
mean, truthfully,
No.
I haven't watched. Well, I watched The Awesomes just because we got to do that panel at.
Oh, Comic-Con. Yeah.
But I mean, there's stuff I've been wanting to watch, but I just haven't. The James Franco 11/22/63.
That was actually pretty good.
The new Handmaidens thing looks kind of good. The
They had a
Path.
funny documentary too called Behind the Mask, and it was about being a mascot.
the mascot thing.
Yeah, and that was pretty funny. I only watched it because they had Hey Reb,
Hmm.
the Jersey, the guy who played Hey Reb.
Yeah.
But then you find out the other ones, you're like, oh, that's pretty interesting.
And for Reb, for you guys who don't live in Vegas, Reb is who?
Sorry,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
he's the running rebel.
Yeah.
He's our
For,
master.
for that school that sucks at sports. I have to say, I looked up. I just looked up the Will Smith Netflix movie,
Huh?
and I don't know, man. This sounds kind of fishy. I'm gonna see what happens here. But set in a world where mythical creatures live side by side with humans, a human cop is forced to work with an orc to find a weapon everyone is prepared to kill for. I think he's just doing sci-fi Bad Boys 2 or fantasy Bad Boys 2.
That sounds like Alien Nation.
Yeah, it does sound Alien Nation, but with magical creatures.
I think it's a real life Ozzy and Drix.
I'm okay with that.
Real life Aussie and tricks.
I'm just saying though, if I see like the cast, some of the people's names are left blank on who they're playing. If I see friggin' Martin Lawrence as the orc, I'm gonna be like, all right, guys, what's really happening here? Because by the way, two other movies that are coming out: Bad Boys for Life 2018, and then Bad Boys 4 2019. All right, that's what we need.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, at least we'll have a good Netflix movie from Will Smith. That'll be cool.
And you got a new one from Brad Pitt too, the War Machine.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
That one actually looks really, really good. Because Brad Pitt in comedies is actually pretty fucking hilarious. He does
Oh, he's great.
he doesn't get enough justice on his comedic roles, dude. Like in
In Burn
Snatch.
After Reading.
Oh,
Burn After Reading.
yeah,
You think that's a Schwinn?
yeah,
Punch to the fucking face.
yeah. Definitely. So like I said before, overall, it just seems like it is solid TV viewing, or I don't even see just viewing in general. I can't even say TV viewing anymore. This is solid viewing from Netflix, and it doesn't look like they're going to slow down like anytime soon.
And they're getting big names, like some of the ones we haven't mentioned yet. Special Correspondence, which was, I didn't even realize this was a movie, but it's Ricky Gervais. And it's goofy, but it's entertaining all the way through. He basically fakes that he's going to some war-ridden country, and he's just like a tech guy. And he's taking, what's his name? Eric Bana, the good-looking on-air talent.
Mhm.
And they never make it to their location, so they fake it, and they're doing the radio broadcast in a house in England or something. And they're faking like they're in war-torn wherever.
That's pretty
But
funny.
then they finally realize, oh my God, we actually have to get there. So they smuggle themselves into the country
Oh wow!
that is war-torn.
And this is on
Oh,
Netflix?
it's funny. Yeah, Special Correspondence.
Check that out.
They also Master of None, Aziz
Oh,
Ansari's
that's great too.
show. That's I know there's a season 2, but it's like, come on, hurry
It's
up.
gonna come out. Yeah, it's gonna come out later this year. Love season 2 just came out, which is Judd Apatow's thing, and that's fucking hilarious.
I
But
didn't think that was as good as it wanted to be. It was all right.
I mean, it was. I liked it. Season 2, I've only watched the first episode, but like I said, I've been behind on all this shit. So what do you think it is that like is drawing? It's one thing to have like at the time it was like Kevin Spacey was doing House of Cards, and he completely
Yeah.
took a chance on that, and it paid off. But I mean, now like you have Scorsese being like, oh, my next movie is going to be directly to Netflix. Brad Pitt's doing a show. Will Smith's doing a movie. These are big names that aren't necessarily known with doing things like this.
Well, bear with me here when I say this. I was listening to an interview with Adam Sandler, and it's not that I like his movies, but listening to him, he's got like a 5-picture deal with Netflix,
Yep.
and he was saying one of the things he really enjoyed about it was the freedom, and that they see your success, they've seen what you do, they look at their own numbers, especially with him because they had a bunch of his movies on Netflix already, and they're like, hey, we like your formula, it works for us, do that. Unlike a lot of the studios will come in and just tell you what to do and edit and rewrite your story or what have you and really gum up the works, it appears Netflix approves your script. You go for it. Do what you need to do. Do what you want to do. We're kind of hands off.
Well, I think I agree with you on that one. I think that's one part of it, but I think the other part is the the House of Cards effect, man. I mean, that really did show like we can produce high quality entertainment on this platform, and people will look. Like once he got nominated for Kevin Spacey got nominated for an Emmy, and the show got nominated for an Emmy, it was curtains for network TVs.
Yeah.
It was curtains for even for even almost for cable TV. It's like you can do whatever the fuck you want.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Like, think about the shit that, like, I'm sure watching Kimmy Schmidt too. Like, I'm sure there's some things that they say that NBC would be like, you can't say that. So this is kind of just like, you
Yeah,
can do what you want on here.
and I think that's what drives the entertainment to it because they know, like look at Stranger Things, they just won an Emmy. So, people will start seeing that, and even on Amazon Prime, which I'm not a big fan of personally, but Amazon Prime's pumping out, Manchester by the Sea, for fuck's sake.
Giovanni Ribisi and friggin' Bryan Cranston are on a show on that. Like,
Right?
Yeah.
So, what do you have to do if you're a network executive sitting in like NBC or, God forbid CBS, you're sitting there like, oh my God, we're getting our asses handed to us by.
And CBS is one of the worst because I think the others are realizing that, all right, we can do on demand. We get it. You want to watch our website, do on demand or wherever,
Mhm.
and we'll make that available, maybe only 4 episodes or 5 episodes at a time, running through it, whatever. CBS, they're making you, even if you have cable TV, so you have a subscription, they make you buy a separate subscription to
Oh,
CBS.
really?
It is the dumbest damn thing I have ever seen. It's so ridiculous.
That's really weird.
They just don't get it.
That's crazy.
Well, the one thing that I thought about the other day with this too is it's like, you don't need cable anymore. You can get all your TV from Hulu and Netflix, and then you start getting like other things like CISO, which I literally got just so I could watch them. My brother and me TV show, which is just fucking great. God, they're hilarious. But they have a lot of other good stuff on there. They have all of SNL. There's the Harmon Quest. The Side Night and Happiness have their own cartoon on there now. But you start looking at all this shit, and it's like Amazon Prime, Hulu, Netflix, Crackle, all this. You're now paying like just as much as you were for cable
Right.
for all these monthly subscriptions to everything.
But you can turn around and cancel them though. There's some of those.
That is true. That is true. And now YouTube's going to start offering cable network for $35 a month.
Shut up! Are you serious?
Yeah, they had a whole thing where it's I forgot the exact channels they had, but it's basic. It's almost like basic cable for $35 a month.
Yeah, because that
DVR capability.
really, because that freaking Hulu Red shit fell flat on its face.
You mean the YouTube Red?
Yeah, YouTube Red. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
What was that? That was just like you would do that, and you could watch videos without having YouTube loaded.
No, it was certain networks, certain channels were open to a subscription that you could get them through this subscription. Like we could have had Nerdlocker activated to be on this subscription-based thing, so that if you were part of the subscription, you could get access to Nerdlocker.
Oh, got it. Well, YouTube's having a lot of issues right now with their fucking the way they have everything programmed. I don't know if you guys heard about that, but it turns out that with the restriction mode on, it was cutting out a lot of LGBTQ things, and that had a lot of people really pissed off. So they're working on fixing whatever algorithm they had for that because, it wasn't that it wasn't family friendly. There were like important videos that could help people. So that I guess YouTube's dealing with a lot right now. So the YouTube thing is Disney's on board. So that's ABC, ESPN, Disney Channel. Comcast, which is NBC, USA, Sci-Fi, Bravo, Telemundo, a couple others, and then Fox with all their channels. I guess they're trying to get Turner, Cablevision, and Viacom involved. But right now, that's everything I just named for $35 a month.
That'd be cool, but the only reason why I really keep cable is sports.
Yeah.
Some other way, cool.
Well, no, Jim. Any other way is illegal, so we definitely don't know anything about that, and we'll never talk about it again.
If YouTube could offer it. That's what I mean, Brandon.
Well, I was hinting at the
Not your millennial way.
I don't know what you're speaking of. I only watch normal. I do pay for the MLB package because luckily
You want to watch the Indians.
Actually, I hate to admit this while we're recording, but I'll forget to tell you later. But I did spend money on an Indians hat the other day, and I shuddered a little.
Ooh, did you get Chief Wahoo? Or did you go with
I got Chief Wahoo because I know they're discontinuing those. I just wanted to have one, so I could be like, see, son, they used to have racist shit on hats, I guess.
Whatever.
Back in my day, you could put an Indian on a hat, and it was considered a sport thing.
Yeah, exactly.
This wasn't insensitive till I was almost 30.
Yeah, man. That's just fucking funny. Like I don't know. Cable networks are going to have to change their business models if they're going to continue to exist. I mean, look at PlayStation View. You know, I can get HBO. I can get all my cable channels on PlayStation View.
Yeah, even HBO offers a subscription now outside of
Yep.
owning cable.
Yep.
So does Stars.
Yeah, Stars does too with all their shows.
Actually, didn't ESPN start that?
I have no
I
idea.
don't know.
I can't.
Anytime
I hate
ESPN announces anything, I just feel like they're moving closer to dodgeball where they have the Ocho.
Yes.
Exactly.
So I'm always like, no, stop them.
They're getting so bad.
What was on Stars?
Yeah.
Nothing's on Stars.
I do want to say there's two other shows that I was looking down my list that I thoroughly enjoy, and it might just be me. The Ranch from Ashton Kutcher.
I watched season 1 and I thought it was good.
I liked it. Danny Masterson, Deborah Winger, Sam Elliott. I think it's funny. It's stupid, but it's funny. I highly recommend it. And the other one is Bloodline, which is not a comedy. It's Kyle Chandler.
Sounds hilarious.
Yeah, it is. Ben Mendelsohn from Rogue One. He's the Carrick. I can't remember his name, but the main dude that goes around trying to chase everybody. Linda Cardinelli, Sissy Spacek, Chloe Sevigny.
Oh wow.
John Leguizamo. It's just awesome. It's awesome. Season 3 is coming up. I think it's the last season, but it just takes place down in the Florida Keys, and it's intrigue, murder, a whole bunch of stuff. It's great.
That sounds good.
I think the cool part about recording this too is we're talking about how like crazy this is, and then like someone will find this in like 10 years and see how dated it is, and be like, ha ha, this is just normal now.
Yeah.
You bunch of grandpas.
Yeah. You bunch of grandpa.
Okay, here's one for you. F is for family.
That was hilarious. That was fucking hilarious, and I want a
Okay,
season
Brandon.
2 of that.
Now that you saw it, I'm excited to repeat this scene. When he goes to I think it was the Phillies game, the baseball game, and maybe it was a football game, and he goes in the bathroom, and they have the trough.
Yeah.
And they freaking animation show a scene of the trough, and you're like, I'm going to puke right here watching this. So gross.
Anytime I've gone into a bathroom with a trough, I'm like, no, man, I'm good.
Oh, that was so bad.
It's so gross. Like, I think I've seen those a few times in my life, and I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake, this is like, one, it's just lazy. Two, it's disgusting.
You were so lucky because that scene, like, epitomized my life going to Municipal Stadium, and it's like,
Oh God, I feel so bad for you.
The Muni Stadium men's bathroom. Yep, it's like
so gross. Patrick. I'll send it to you because it's like there's like rust.
I'm good.
On the damn trough, and the kid like is watching all these guys and their asses. It's like,
That's fucking
so gross.
I'm really glad I only had to experience that through a cartoon and not like vomit having like, fucking Vietnam nightmares.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, that episode ended, and I found myself rocking back and forth on the floor.
That's stupid.
I can't fucking handle it. It all came back.
Yeah.
Oh, so weird.
Well, they had those.
Thanks, Bill.
They had those at. I took my son to at Oakland Athletics game in the Bay Area, and they had the trough there too. He's like, "What is this?"
Well, that's because that's where the Raiders play, and that's a garbage team for garbage people. So
Wait, aren't they moving to Vegas still? No.
Yeah, it's still garbage people.
Patrick, I do want to break rank here for a second. Notice you moved to L.A.
Mm-hmm.
2 teams moved to L.A.
Hey man, what can I
In
say?
Vegas, we're going to get a team in Vegas. Yet when we were in Cleveland, bye Browns. See ya.
I know, right? Bye, LeBron.
What's wrong with that?
Yeah, bye, LeBron. Bye, LeBron. No, come back. We were kidding.
Please.
I'll just put this jersey on while it's on fire. I definitely didn't burn it.
Shut your mouth, Yankee fan.
Yeah, damn right. All right. Well, that's there's still a lot more to come out on Netflix this year. I know one I'm actually looking forward to is called Glow, and it's a show about women's wrestling in the 80s.
Oh, yeah.
Mark Maron's going to be on it. I'm fucking
Oh wow.
stoked for that.
I remember watching the ladies Glow. Was it Glow? Was that the name of the 80s wrestling? Yeah, that was them. I remember
Yeah, I
that.
think so.
First time I ever seen somebody get their their elbow dislocated. It happened on live TV. Like in the
wrestling
middle.
school's fucking.
I think I
nice.
remember that.
Yeah, pulled their elbow right out of socket.
Gross.
Wrestling,
You
wrestling
said that.
school's
I'm just
fucking
like,
good.
oh, gross. Yeah.
I mean, WrestleMania's next week. That's gonna suck. I mean, it's the most predictable bullshit they do every year, but sometimes wrestling is really fucking cool. So,
What do you mean predictable? It's not real.
dude, it is the most predictable shit on the planet. Like, I'm so not happy about this year's WrestleMania. The main event is Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar, and everyone's like, why?
Yeah, why?
No one asked for Goldberg to come. Actually, the night he came back, because it was announced he was going to be on Raw, there was a guy right on the fucking corner, and when Goldberg was walking down, he picked up his sign, and it was a member berry, and it said, "Member Goldberg," and I fucking lost my mind. All right, guys. Well, have anything else to add?
Nope, that's it. I think if you have any favorite Netflix shows that we didn't mention on this podcast, then we should check out. Please let us know in the comments and on Facebook, Twitter, and so on. I'm always down to check some more out. So I don't know what you guys.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, please, if there's something we didn't name that we should definitely be watching, let us know because I've got nothing but time to sit down and watch shit because. Well, after I get through Fast and the Furious. But after that, I'll watch whatever you fucking recommend to me.
And I'd highly recommend Grace and Frankie with Lily Tomlin and Jane Fonda. As weird as that sounds, it's hilarious.
All right, then. I just saw that, and I was like, that looks weird, but whatever. I'll check it out.
It's hilarious.
All right, guys. Well, make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram. Check out nerdlocker.com. And yeah, make sure you subscribe to the podcast. It helps us out a lot. And we'll see you guys later. Till next time, have a nerdy week.
Bye.